What is your favorite breakfast of all time? After watching this video, it might just be the same as mine, chilaquiles. Today, I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily make them. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook no matter your skill level. And today we are making one of my favorite dishes, breakfast or otherwise, chilaquiles. Now, if you've never heard of chilaquiles before, it is a classic Mexican dish usually served for breakfast or brunch. And although there are lots of different ways you can make it, the main ingredients are chips, some sort of sauce, and usually a protein like eggs, and then there's also some cheese and then some other condiments you can use like these green onions and these onions. But it's important the chip that we're using when we're talking about chilaquiles. So let's talk about those chips because they need to be thick. That is a vital component of a really good chilaquile dish. Now, as you can see here, I've actually got specialty chips made just for chilaquiles. It says so right on the bag. And they are really, really thick. Now, if you can't find a chip such as these that are especially made for chilaquiles, just use the thickest tortilla chips that you can find. And remember, you can't always make them yourself if you're super ambitious. Just last week, I did fry my own corn chips using just old corn tortillas, but that is a more ambitious project. So I'd say for this recipe, just find the thickest tortilla chips you can. And if you have like a Mexican or a Latin grocer near you, that is a great place to find thicker homemade tortilla chips. Now, as for the sauce, you can use any type of spicy sauce that you like. I like to use enchilada sauce, and you can use red or green enchilada sauce for this. I personally like to buy this brand. It's called Hatch. It does cost a little bit more, but I think the quality is really good. But really, you can use any type of enchilada sauce that you want, red or green. Just use your favorite. I'm also going to use a couple of eggs for this, but again, you can use chicken, you can use beef, you can use no type of protein at all, just whatever you want. So those are the basics for chilaquiles. Now I'm going to show you how to put this thing together. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to heat the sauce in a pan. I'm using a large, this is probably a 10-inch skillet. This is one of my vintage ones that I found at the thrift store. This is an old Farberware, and I really like this pan. It's just a stainless steel coating inside, and I call it my chilaquile pan. I've got this pan heating over about medium, and we are just going to pour the enchilada sauce right in here. And we are just going to heat this until it starts to simmer. It's only going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, I can see the steam coming off of this sauce. It is getting nice and hot. It's just starting to bubble. And what we're gonna do next is we are going to take these lovely chilaquile chips, and do you see how thick these are? They're really, again, they're really, really thick. And what we're gonna do is we are going to put the chips directly in the sauce. So, I don't have exact measurements here. Chilaquiles are kind of an improvisational type of cooking. So we're gonna start with, let's say, this amount here. And what we do is we coat these chips entirely with this sauce. So this is the essence of chilaquiles. And some people call them like breakfast nachos, but it's more complicated than that. It's more wonderful than that. What we're doing is we are just taking these chips and we are getting them nice and like saturated in this wonderful sauce. Chilaquiles are kind of one of those wonderful culinary dichotomies where you have a really crisp chip, but it starts to soften. So, you still have these chips that are still kind of crispy, but they're just coated in this sauce. So, I don't know, it's like this wonderful dichotomy. So this is all you really need to do. And you can make these chips still kind of crispy, or you can make them super duper soft if you want. It's really up to you. I like to go kind of a middle ground. So These guys are just kind of sizzling and burbling away, getting nice and happy in this wonderful enchilada sauce. And again, my preference is red, but I've also had green sauce chilaquiles, and those are dynamite as well. And just look at this, how these are so nice and coated. That sauce has thickened up. It is just drenching those chips, and that's all we really need to do there. So I'm gonna put this on low, just kind of keep this warm. And what I like for my chilaquiles are just a couple of eggs on top, and I'd like to have mine about over easy, maybe over medium. You can go sunny side up, you can go scrambled, it's really your choice. So I've got a little skillet here. This is just a new pan that I bought recently, actually on the advice of one of you. One of you commented that Home Goods was actually having this crazy sale on Maviel nonstick pans for like 30 bucks. So I grabbed one. Thank you for that. So anyways, we've got this nice and hot. We got some butter sizzling here, and we're just gonna throw these eggs right in here and let these cook. Again, I like mine about over easy, but you know, whatever you like, you can make for this. Chilaquiles were originally known as like a peasant dish because they used leftovers. They used like leftover corn tortillas, maybe some leftover chips, you know, some sauce that was maybe just sitting in the kitchen, and you know, whatever was on hand, eggs, chicken, beef, maybe some beans. So it was always kind of an economical dish, and it still is today. But man, let me tell you, it is just dynamite. It is so good, especially if you like things a little bit spicier. Okay, here's the secret to flipping eggs. It's confidence. You just kind of got to go for it. And I admit, I am not always good at this. So let's go for it. You and I just flip these eggs. See, just like that. It's all in the wrist. Okay, and that's how you make chilaquiles. So let me show you how I like to put this together. So we're just gonna grab these chips. Do you see how this sauce is just kind of thickened up and it is just coating these chips? Oh, this looks so good. We're gonna do a nice healthy portion here. We're gonna call this brunch. Now from here, I like to just kind of put some cheese right on top. You could also do this while the chips are still in the pan if you want that cheese to get even more melted. Of course, we can't forget our eggs, so we will slide these right on top. Let's do a little more cheese right on top of these eggs, shall we? And then finally, some garnishes. I like to do some green onions, just like this. And traditionally, we also use some white onions just for a little extra crunch, a little pop of flavor. You could also put some sour cream, you could do some crema, a little bit of lime juice, but here you go. These are easy, basic chilaquiles that come together in minutes. That is so good. And you know, the first time I had chilaquiles, it was like a revelation because you know, you have this chip that's still kind of crunchy, but it's just coated in that sauce, almost like an enchilada. And you've got all these fun toppings. I'm telling you, this is like one of my favorite breakfasts, if not my most favorite. And there's a lot of different variations. You know, you can experiment with different types of sauces, different type of toppings. This is fantastic, but that is the basic way to make chilaquiles. So there you go, chilaquiles. We can call these shortcut chilaquiles because they are so quick and easy to make. I do hope you try this recipe. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. I am so glad that you are here. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.